wish I had somewhere to put all these pencils. They're so annoying. Well, I guess you're right. Well, I guess I'm making a pencil holder. Now, what should the design be? I know. I'll make it a Death Star. Well, I guess let's hop into Blender and I'll show you how to do it. So first up, I'm just gonna make a sphere, and I'm gonna go in and change the segments and rings to 44 and 28. Now I'm gonna go into edit mode and select the very middle line and add a bevel on, and then I'm gonna scroll up to make it so there's two lines in the middle. Now I'm gonna extrude and scale just on the X and Y axes by pressing Shift Z. Now I'm gonna select the very inner line and do the same thing. And once you've done that, now we can move on to making the actual pencil holder part. First, we're going to grab the top of the cube to the right size that we want the hole to be. Then we're going to scale it on the Z axis and press 0 to make it flat. Now we're going to extrude the top, scale it down just on the X and Y again, and then extrude it again, and this time move it down. And then once you get it about here, you're going to extrude again and then scale it down. And then I'm going to add a loop cut and scale that up slightly to make it more of a smooth curve. We need a flat bottom, so I'm going to grab the bottom few rows and delete them. And I'm going to go select the whole edge and fill it to make it flat. Next up, we have to make the part that shoots the laser. So we're going to make a sphere, and we're going to move it to where we want the laser to be. We're going to rotate it so it's facing directly towards the center of the first sphere. Then we're going to hide the Death Star, and we're going to make this pattern in it by just extruding and scaling a few times. But before we can cut this out, we're going to add a subdivide to the main Death Star, and you're going to put that to 4 or 5. If your computer isn't that good, you might want to go just to 4. And then we're going to go into edit mode and add loop cuts to keep the sharp edges. Now because we added the subdivide, the bottom won't look flat anymore. So we'll select that plane, extrude it, and then shrink it, and that'll fix the problem. And we can also add a loop cut to make that edge look a bit sharper. Now we can subdivide the smaller cube and add those loop cuts as well. So you're going to apply the subdivides. Now we're going to go back onto the main Death Star, add a Boolean modifier. On the object, you're going to select your smaller sphere and make sure it's subtract. Now you can hide your smaller sphere, and if it looks like a hole in your mesh, like this, then all you have to do is make sure that overlap threshold is on 0. And then it should look like this, and then you can just apply the modifier. Now we're going to go into sculpt mode and make all those detailed lines that go around it. I'm going to use the crease tool for this with a radius of 7 and max strength. You're also going to want to set the direction to subtract so it's sinking into the mesh instead of raising it out. And if symmetry isn't already on, you're going to want to turn it on the x-axis. Now I'm just going around and making lots of squares and rectangles. And just try not to make it too repeating, or else it might look weird. Try to keep the pattern changing up. Now that the main part's done, we're going to go ahead and finish off the laser part. And then this is the finished pencil holder. Now you can export this as an STL and open it up in whatever slicer you use. Clear your printer bed and print it off. And here's the finished Death Star pencil holder. I think it turned out really well. What do you think? Well, thanks for recommending it. And if you guys have any recommendations for future videos, you can leave them in the comments down below. And maybe while you're down there, subscribe. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. And while you're waiting for my next one, you might want to check out this one. See you later. Bye.